Are leader lines important? Good day, my fellow anglers. A Boholano Angler here. We are back with another video. So for today's video, we will be talking about the leader line. Before we start with our topic today, I would just like to say shout out to Mr. Ayan Katarining. And also, if you could still remember my cousin Mariel, this girl right here. So she has started her own YouTube channel. So if you want to check her out, because I know a lot of you were being fans of her in her first video, the first time she caught her first fish, so you could check it out. So I'll be putting the link in the description below. So let's start with our topic for today. Okay, so let's talk about the leader line. So first thing, we need to know what is it. So a leader line is another piece of line that you attach to your main line, especially when you are using a braid line. So here are samples of leader line. So a leader line is either monofilament or fluorocarbon. So those are the two materials used for the leader line, but I usually prefer the fluorocarbon one. So this is it. Okay, so you can attach it in your main line by the use of nuts. You can have your FG nut, your Albright nut, your Albertus nut, and also you can attach it using a swivel, but for me, I really prefer the nuts. Okay, so I will make this video really short. So but even though it's short, I hope it can give you some useful tips in fishing. So I will only be giving 3 important things why you need a leader line. Okay, so let's start with number 1. For the first reason why we need to have a leader line is that it makes your line invisible to the fish. So that means the fish couldn't see that there is a line. So the fish would think that it's really a fish swimming in the water because it cannot see your line. So this is very useful, especially when you are fishing in an area that is very overfished. So that means a lot of people fish in that area. So this is a very common spot to the anglers in your area. So that makes the fish spooked out, or they are conditioned that when they see a line, they will not bite it. But with the use of fluorocarbon leaders, your line will become invisible to the fish. So when they see that your lure is swimming, they cannot see the line, so they would really think it's a fish. Now you can have more bites. So based on my experience with the use of leader lines, especially the fluorocarbon ones, I got more bites than fishing with no leader lines. Now for our second reason why we need a leader line is that it makes your line stronger. So if this is your main line, just for example, this is my main line, which is a 6-pound braided line. I could attach a fluorocarbon leader line that is twice stronger. So this is a 12-pound leader line. So with that, your line becomes stronger. Okay, there's no arguing that a braided line is strong, but it doesn't have the stretch that is similar to a leader line. So just imagine a fish that is really strong, or a fish that is pulling really hard. It could potentially break your braided line because it doesn't have a stretch. Unlike a leader line, even though the fish is pulling very hard, so it gives the cushion effect to your line. So it does not break because it is having a stretch. I'm not saying it's very stretchable, but it really gives an advantage, especially when you are fighting a fish that is very strong. Okay, and the third and the last reason why we need to have a leader line is that leader lines are abrasive resistant. So they are able to withstand rubbing in any surface. So it could be either the sharpness of the teeth of the fish, if you are dealing with barracudas, for example, or if you are dealing with fish that is hiding with rocks, or corals. The rubbing in the rocks and the corals and any other structures below the water could potentially break your line. So if you only have a braided line, so that's really easy to break. But for again leader line, they are non-abrasive, so there's a higher chance that your line can withstand the rubbing and the surfaces. So that's the final reason why we have to attach a leader line in our main line, especially if it's a braided line. So I will show you this video. So I will show you how easily braided line breaks compared to a leader line. Okay, so in this video we have our braided line, our fluorocarbon leader line, and we have here the ring pliers. So we will test which one could withstand rubbing to our the sharpness of our ring pliers. So let's start first with our braided line. Okay, as easy as that, it's already broken. Now let's move to our fluorocarbon leader line. See, it could withstand rubbing. Okay, so it's still intact. So that shows you that it is really important to have a leader line. Okay, because you can have a bite, but the problem is if you are faced with a challenge that fish has sharp teeth, or there are structures in the area where you're fishing, and the fish would go there because of course when the fish is caught, it will always seek refuge to the rocks first. So when you are only using a braided line, it may break easily. So that's about it for our video about the leader line. So I hope this video helps. So please do not forget to hit the like button, share this video to your friends so that they would also learn. Hit the subscribe button if you enjoy my videos. Stay safe everyone. Till then, fish on.